everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Happy Thursday, my friends. Happy Thursday. If you're new here, then you do not know that Thursdays are one of my favorite days. And I know you're saying, well, it's not the weekend. Why is it your favorite day? And because I know typically a lot of people love weekends, and that's fine. I love the weekend too. There's nothing wrong with that. But Thursdays give me hope. They're like, okay, you have just enough time to finish off your work for the week so that you can feel accomplished and you can not be behind on any projects or tasks. But you're so close to the weekend that you're like, okay, it's almost there. You still have time to plan fun things, figure out what you're going to do or what you're not going to do. And it's just great. And it's also the day that I, love to just, I don't know. It's just an amazing day. So anyway, happy Thursday to you all. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me on the podcast here. Just a reminder that this week we were talking about how to rest. And I hope that your day is going, super fantastic, awesomeness. I really need to come up with more words to say about how good your day is going. And it's funny because I spend a lot of time when I'm writing my notes for the show, or when I am writing posts for Instagram or what it may be, I spend a lot of time in the thesaurus because I feel like I will get into a rut many times, saying the same words and describing things the same way that I like to. And I will just pop into the thesaurus.com all the time, spend 5 or 10 minutes trying to figure out the perfect word for what I'm trying to get across to people. And it's very difficult because when I'm speaking on the spot, while I'm recording a podcast, like right now, my brain will freeze and there's not necessarily an opportunity for me to pause and go and look up what word I actually want to say. But it's also because when I record, I genuinely want to just be super authentic and transparent in what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. And that is the reason why I don't do a lot of editing with my podcasts, because I want it to be truly from the heart. I want it to be honest, off the cuff, whatever is going on in my brain. Yes, you're like, Sabrina, but you write notes and you plan the show. I absolutely do that, but I do that so that I do not go off on such a long tangent like I am right now. It keeps me in line and accountable for what I'm actually supposed to be here talking about. So anyway, I hope you're having a great day. If you're not having a great day, just remember to do the 5-minute reset, which is taking at least 5 minutes of your time alone. More if you have more time. Spend that time coming up with at least 4 things to feel grateful for, which will help to humble you and remind you of the amazing things that you have in your life. And that can be big things, small things, medium things. It could be your cat. It could be the amazing dessert you had after dinner last night. It could be the wonderful walk you were able to take in the park. Maybe it was when your gym finally reopened since quarantine's been happening. That's a big deal. Believe me, I am right there with you. Or it could just be the fact that you discovered some sort of amazing person to follow on Instagram, or a video to watch, or a podcast to listen to. And it doesn't have to be anything super, super large, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I have a job. And granted, we should definitely be all grateful if we are employed and able to pay our bills and be financially on top of everything in our lives. However, being grateful is not required for it to be these big, huge things. So I just want you to take the time to be grateful. Also, maybe you want to take time to problem solve whatever you're going through so that you're able to get past it and move on and be able to live your life and be on your journey fully without things dragging you down. Yeah, of course. And make sure that when you walk away from your 5-minute reset time, which is meant to reset you, come back to baseline, just really decompress and recover from everything that is being thrown at you or happening to you or around you, be able to leave that time feeling neutral or positive in your mindset about the rest of your day. So let's say that you're having a bad day at the top of the day. That's going to be really hard. It's really hard when you start your day off feeling super negative and upset and things are just flying at you. I get it. But 5-minute reset time can be done multiple times during the day. Do not feel bad that you have to reset your day multiple times, 5 times. That's fine. At least you're doing the responsible thing and trying to keep it all together. Break it down, give yourself a break, and be able to go about your day. Because the last thing you want to do is spread your negative mood to everyone around you and bring them all down. Because those people are probably there to actually pull you up, but if you are there to just like hammer them down instead, then what are you doing? How is there going to be anyone there to support you and care for you and help you if you're bringing them all down? So just remember that before you leave your 5-minute reset time, you need to be able to walk away feeling positive, if not just neutral, to be able to get through the rest of the day and know that it's going to be okay. And tomorrow should be a way better day. So again, happy Thursday. Today, Thursday, we're going to be talking about restore and recover your energy. So let's just jump right into it since I've already gone off on a tangent. So taking a rest is great, but if you don't recover your energy while engaging in rest, you are missing out on an important opportunity. Like absolutely important, because I know that all week I've talked about how important rest is, but within rest, if you are not trying to recover your energy, if you're just trying to use rest as a way to kind of distract you from whatever's going on in your life, and your rest activities aren't necessarily the best things for you, then you're not truly benefiting fully from rest. So first, when you decide to take rest, make sure you know why you are taking rest and what you believe you are gaining from resting, and how that will impact everything else in your life. It's like you might just think like, oh, I'm taking rest because people are telling me I need to take rest. Like Sabrina, you're saying I need to take rest. Yes, absolutely, I'm telling you to take rest. But I'm also encouraging you to really take the time to think it through. Like, why do I need rest? Like for me, I tell myself that I need a rest because I'm feeling super overwhelmed, or my anxiety is so much higher than it normally is, or I'm feeling a little depressed, or the things that I am engaging in are just not bringing me any joy, any comfort, any happiness, and they're not drawing me closer to achieving any sort of milestones or goals or dreams that I have in my life. And so I need to take a rest so that I can kind of take in what's happening, kind of like look at the whole thing in like as if you're gazing over like the plain of a whole like valley or area, and you're like taking it all in and trying to figure out if something needs to be changed, something needs to be moved. And that's the kind of rest that I like to take, and I tell myself that I need a break. Or if it's taking a break from a responsibility that I normally have, I'm just telling myself I need to take a step back because I feel like I'm about on the edge of burnout, and I don't want to get on the edge of burnout. And there is a wonderful YouTuber, her name is Catherine Manning, and she talks about burnout and how she came to the point of burnout for her YouTube channel recently, and so she took a break. And she was talking about how it really was important for her to take breaks, and I feel like more and more often people on social media are talking about how they need to take breaks because they just feel overwhelmed, or they don't feel creative, or they don't want to just spit out like randomness and be not genuine and not authentic. And I totally get that. So just think about the fact that you need rest, but tell yourself why. Like, you really probably only need to spend about like 10 minutes actually asking yourself some questions and really digging deeply to understand why you need the rest. It could just be a quick like 5-second answer. Oh, it's because I'm feeling super overwhelmed, and if I don't do this, I will feel bitter, I will feel angry, I will just burn out, I will want to walk away, I want to just give it all up. And no one wants you to have to experience those negative emotions. So if taking rest will fix that, then do it. Also, if you are someone that feels guilty about taking rest, just think about how much better you're able to serve everything and everyone in your life after taking necessary rest. So, for me, I am definitely a people pleaser, a perfectionist. I am recovering from both of those things, and I know a lot of us are. And it's important to remind ourselves that we do not need to feel guilty about taking rest. There's definitely so many years in my life where I would feel guilty if I even took the smallest break from trying to be like the best mom. Like when I became a mom, it was like so amazing, and it's still amazing. I love being a mom. It's so much fun, and I feel like I'm a different kind of mom than a lot of moms, and I think it's just because based upon like when I had my child, when I had her like pretty young, I was 22, and my husband was 21, and, we kind of just like got married and then got pregnant and then had a baby. And then we both come from like opposite backgrounds. So we're both like different kind of parents, especially when you're mushing all of that together. But, in the first like I don't know, I would say like 5, 6, 7 years of my daughter's life, and she's 12 now. So that kind of give you a perspective of how long during her life I was trying so hard, bending over backwards to make sure that I was going to be like the best mom. I didn't want to let her down. I didn't want to let other people in my life down, but also I had been raised so poorly in regards to parenting and care and being aware of what's going on in my life, and really like imparting like important knowledge and wisdom and lessons into your child's life, and just having them have a sense of safety and love and care. I was just like bending over backwards to make sure that she was taken care of and that she was, experiencing the best childhood she could. Absolutely. And I didn't want to take a rest. I didn't want to take a break. I wanted to be there for everything. But there came a time where I had to make a decision, and we were kind of like financially hurting, and I had to go to work, and I couldn't just stay home with my child, and I couldn't participate in school functions or field trips or, fun things like that. I just couldn't. I had to make the choice. But, I had to make the choice. And then since I had to make that hard choice, I didn't want to take rest in anything else that involved in her life. It's like anytime I had outside of work with her, it's like, my husband, I wanted us to all just do all these fun things. But there came a point where I realized that I need rest, because my ability to be the best mom ever was kind of declining because I wasn't giving myself a break. I wasn't giving myself any breathing room to recover, and realizing that I needed that so that I'm able to put things in perspective and, kind of analyze whether I'm doing anything wrong or going in the wrong path, the wrong journey that I intended, like something other than I intended. So I just want to encourage you that do not feel guilty for taking rest, because sometimes you might look back and realize that if you had taken rest, you could be in such a better situation, have a different perspective, a better perspective. So many things in your life have been done better. You could be stronger mentally, physically, emotionally. And no one likes to have regrets. So I encourage you, take that rest time. Don't feel guilty for it. It's absolutely necessary for everyone in the entire world. Some really good ways to recover and restore your energy are first to take some time sitting in silence and quiet. Sometimes just taking the time to sit still and let any negative feelings sort of release and your mind clear. And deep breathing can also be very calming and soothing. I talked about this in yesterday's episode about just sitting in quiet. And I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing that just sitting in my living room, listening to my breath, listening to the normal environmental sounds around me that's inside my house, what I can hear through the front window, into my yard, into the street. And we live by a very busy street, so there are so many sounds that I'm probably most likely blocking out during my workday, because I do work from home full time. But there's so many things that I'm missing out on because I'm busy listening to music or listening to videos while I'm working, or on calls, meetings, whatever it is. And it's so nice to take that break to really take in the things that I'm missing and the things that could really just re-energize me, inspire me, help me feel more connected to what's going on around me in my life. So think about that as an option. I know some people might think it's boring, and maybe you're like me and you're not super into meditation, and I don't think of it as meditation. I just think of it as still quietness, and it doesn't have to be for a very long time. I probably could do it for up to 20, 30 minutes. It's not super long, but even just 10 minutes, I feel really good when I get up from the couch after I do that. I find that hugging my pets really helps me to feel restored with energy, and I don't want to go on too much about this because I know not everyone has pets, but it does help. And I have a golden retriever, and I love him so much. He is such a cute little doge, and we have an orange tabby cat, and he's a sweetie, but he's a cat, so he has a little attitude, and he's actually become more attached to us since we've started quarantine and having to work from home. And now I work from home forever because I changed jobs recently. And my husband's always worked from home, but, for the last 2 years. And he's become more attached. So he's more cuddly, and I can give him hugs too. But I love giving my puppy hugs. Who's not a puppy. He's actually just turned 4 years old. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to go off on that, but if you have pets, I would encourage you to hug them more, love them more, especially since we're not promised very long with pets as we are with people in our lives, but also we never know when our last day is going to come. So that's the same for them. And so I just encourage you, give them a little snuggle, give them a little kiss, give them a little hug. And a classic activity that will help re-energize you is exercise. I know that most people, including myself, gain so much energy after working out and pushing your body to perform. And I love exercise. And, getting that adrenaline rush after I have been at the gym weightlifting, it's just so good. I feel like I'm able to better take on the rest of my day if I'm able to get up and get my butt to the gym and work out for sure. And I've actually been kind of missing that because last week we went on vacation and then we only had like a 3-day break, and then tomorrow we're going away again to go see my friend for like kind of a mini vacation, but I really have to work while we're there because we're only going across the state. So anyway, and I kind of felt like off my game because I haven't been able to exercise. I've been kind of like tired, taking naps during the day, and I'm not against naps at all whatsoever, but I don't like to make it a daily thing because I feel like that just kind of ruins my whole sleeping cycle. But yeah, exercise is so good. It just replenishes everything. You feel so good. You feel accomplished. And you know that you're doing something super healthy for your body. So I would say consider that a classic activity. Taking naps is also a very traditional way to feel energized and restored. Like I said, I'm not against naps. I love naps. I love me a little nap. I know this might not have the same effect on everyone, but it can be something to try if you aren't already a nap person. So for me right now, I'm telling you that even sometimes when I do go to the gym and I at the top of my day and I'm able to get through my whole day, there's definitely times where I'm just feeling overwhelmed and stressed, and I will take a quick nap, maybe like a half an hour nap. I'll go and lay down in my bedroom and just like turn the sound machine on, because where we live, I have to have a sound machine because it's just so loud and people are racing around, and we like all hours of the night. And like I said, we live near like a busy main street. But anyway, I will just turn that on, turn the lights down. Sometimes I will take my Doge with me, and we'll cuddle up and we'll just take a quick nap, because when I wake up, even though it takes me like 5 to 10 minutes to actually fully wake up, I'll wake up and I'll feel so refreshed. I'll feel happy. It's like getting a second wind. So I encourage you that if you are into naps, or maybe you've never been into naps and you might want to try it, you don't have anything against naps, give it a try. It could really refresh you, but be careful because there is a threshold of like taking too long of a nap and taking the right amount of a nap for you to actually feel refreshed. And I feel like the amount is like 20 or 30 minutes. I'm regretting doing research on that right now, but it's easy Google search for you to do. So just remember there's like a threshold there. Trying something different will also help. Switching things up can be really refreshing and help create new energy for yourself by just doing something a different way and changing the way you think about different tasks and experiences. So just kind of like, maybe doing a normal routine task a different way, or actually just trying something completely new out of your comfort zone to kind of just like refresh you. And I feel like it kind of like opens your mind a bit for you to look at something in a different way, and like something that from a different perspective. Maybe it'll kind of give you thoughts of like inspiration, creativity, and also how maybe you can make your life more efficient by doing things different ways, which would give you more rest time, right? So I hope that you consider kind of like switching it up, because getting in a rut will actually prevent you from like really enjoying life in general. So you should always mix it up here and there. To add on to that, getting more sleep will also really help, especially if you change your sleeping schedule to get more sleep if you're currently lacking, which that's me. I'm lacking right now. I'm totally off of my schedule. I know it to be true. I'm hoping to get back on a regular schedule once we get back from this trip, because then we have a long while until another trip comes. And I just want to be able to go to bed at a normal time, wake up at a normal time, go to the gym, work, do stuff after work, and then just like continue to live my life like that. And even within reason, on the weekends, stay up a little bit later, sleep in a little bit, but not much. Even on the weekends, I tend to only be able to sleep in like 2 hours more than I would normally wake up. And I kind of like that because, again, routine, being on a schedule, having good sleeping habits has always been really hard for me. It's still kind of soggy, but I'm working on it, and I encourage you to do so too, because you will actually feel more rested if you are able to have really good sleep habits. Gratitude will always, 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 always restore you. Practicing gratitude will humble you and set your mindset and perspective in the right direction if you are getting bogged down by negative issues and distracted by nonsense. And we've all been there. We've all been there when we feel like our shoulders are full and weighed down and all kinds of nonsense and trouble is coming our way. It's important, and I talk about at the top of every show, that it's important to have a quick list of at least 4 things that you are super grateful for. And they can be big, small, or medium things. It really helps to put your mindset in check, humble you, kind of just like reset whatever you're feeling and whatever you're going through. It's not going to get rid of your problems, but it's going to change your mindset so you're able to, go after your problems and fix them and figure out what way you need to go, as opposed to getting all caught up in everything, Getting caught up is not going to fix anything or help you attribute any sort of problem solving like skills or ideas to the problem. So gratitude's always something that I love to bring up. People that have been here for a while know that to be true. Do something that will expend some of your creative energy or get you out into nature to appreciate the world around you. So maybe your creative nature is to make videos. Maybe it's to do podcasts. That's me. Maybe it's to paint. Maybe it's to play the guitar. Maybe it's to sing. Maybe it's to, I don't know, maybe it's truly organizing. Like maybe you're just stellar at organizing closets and clothes and shoes and things and cabinets in your home. Like that's fine. That's super creative. Like really it is. It's kind of like Tetris. You're trying to figure out how things work and make it look clean and cute and Instagram worthy. I get it. Or maybe you want to get out in nature and go on hikes and go on walks and bike rides and just get out there and really enjoy nature and what's around us in the environment that a lot of us take for granted each and every day. So that can really give you some rest because you're trying to get out and enjoy those things that are so natural to you that you don't necessarily take the time for. And that can really give your brain a rest from constantly thinking about all your struggles, all your problems, all your projects, everything that has to get done at some point soon, and just kind of like take a little break from it. Accomplish something that will make you feel free, like emptying your email inbox, cleaning up that pile or room you have put off for so long. Usually for me, that's like 10 baskets of laundry. Okay, that's dramatic. It's usually only 5, but still. Or finish planning something you have procrastinated doing. So for me, that's generally like trips or video ideas I have for YouTube or some sort of like celebration, surprise, holiday things, because I'm obsessed with holidays. So I would encourage you to accomplish things like that, because just the freeness of emptying your email inbox is amazing. And I've only experienced that maybe 5 times in my entire life. And I've been using the internet and email for the longest time, since I was a young kid. But it just feels so good. And I've been chasing that feeling for so long. And some days I will literally sit for an hour and just delete email and go within the settings and try to figure out how to bulk delete emails and just get it to where there's only 1,000 emails in my inbox, because I believe that right now there's 10,000. So it's not great. But just doing things like that, just to kind of relieve any stressors or things that kind of weigh heavy on you that you may not see as big players in your life, but kind of little things that can just really release some more stress and give you more opportunity to rest and not have to think about that, not have to worry about that, will end up giving you a little bit more rest and feeling a little bit more free and energized. Lastly, spend some time with people you love and enjoy, not people that suck away all your energy. So I wanted to make sure that I added that do not spend time with people that suck away your energy. I understand that sometimes you can't avoid that kind of thing, but if you are looking to get re-energized and rest, you need to find people that are actually going to impart positive to you, not negative. And we all have those people and those friends and those family members that just suck us dry. And when we go and visit with them, it can be super tough, but we appreciate them, we love them, we care for them, we are grateful for them. But it's just the emotional toll that it takes on us is a lot. And so we find ourselves not being able to do it very often. And that's why we need to go to a place where people are going to impart in us and they're not going to take from us. And maybe you'll be able to impart in them too, because it's such a free give and take kind of thing. So I encourage you to find those people that just support you and love you and care for you, that will listen to you if you need to vent. We'll just sit with you in silence, laugh with you, have fun with you. And because how sometimes people will talk about how they went away with friends for the weekend and they just came back and they felt so much more full of joy and life. Like, find that kind of experience, find that kind of feeling, and be able to just get re-energized with those people that love and care for you the most. Well, I think that's the end of this episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the Real Positive Girl podcast. Again, my name is Sabrina. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for staying and listening to this episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, I encourage you to share it with others, please. Also, please check the description box for notes for the show, where you can find my email address for any questions, comments, concerns, or prayer requests, my website address, and also where you can find me on Instagram if you want to come by and say hi. Again, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you come back for tomorrow's episode, which will be the end of the week, and listen to any previous episodes. But until then, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.